Hello knitters, Phelan from Strand Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. So today I have a class, I have Christmas in July, I have a tutorial, and we have new yarn. So stay tuned. Okay, first up is the class I'm going to do. So I'm nixing the all over July, Christmas in July classes, not going. So on August 2nd, we're going to do the little ornaments. So I'm doing the sheep ornament right now. Matter of fact, the tutorial is how to do the little bobbly things on the sheep or the Santa. I'm making the Santa. And but you can make any of the ornaments we've done. So we've got this one, we've got the Santa from last year, we have this one with the pom-pom, and we have this other one that's got the hat and the little beard. And so those are the ones we've done over the last, whatever that is, 4 years. And you can make any of those. But I will be doing the sheep Santa one is the one that I will just made, and that's the new one. If you've already done these other ones, that's the new one for the year. But in the ornament class, you can make any of them. So the ornament class is Saturday, August 2nd from 12 to 2. Okay, so then Christmas in July, pillows. Pillows are fun. Pillows are a great accent. And I have to say we have some cute ones that I have knitted up over the last few years, if I do say so myself. So we have Fair Isle ones and an Intarsia one. So these are little Santas. Now the original pattern had these in much smaller and many more of them. I brought them all down so that you could actually finish this pillow. So this is Fair Isle, where you're stranding, carrying 2 colors at a time and stranding. And he's just adorable. And I can't remember. Now you can make these different sizes, obviously. This is a very big one. But it's a perfect little pillow for decoration. Then his companion is the snowman. So it's about the same idea. And by the way, all our Christmas yarn that we use for these are in now. And so that's the other one. And then if you want to start a really easy one within, Fair Isle stranded knitting, this is your ticket. Because this is knit one with red, knit one with white, knit one with red, and then you do a whole row of just the white. So you get the idea of how to strand, but it's super simple. This is actually one of my favorites. And again, you can resize these however you want to. And the one I did last year is this Santa. He's adorable. But what made this one so cool was at Home Goods, I found a pillow because I just bought a pillow to sew this onto, which in any of these you could do that. I mean, these are in the round, so these you don't need to worry about it because you want to Intarsia in the round. You definitely want to Intarsia in the round. But look at the pillow I found, so cute. I doubt very seriously you're going to find this pillow again, but you might. But anyway, but you can pick any kind of pillow and then just sew the top on. So I just sewed this on to the pillow, and it's beautiful. So anyways, this is Intarsia. So this is a different technique where you're knitting gray, then you got to pick up the red and you let go of the gray, pick up the red, knit the red, let go of the red, pick up the gray, knit the gray. So that's Intarsia. You're only knitting with one yarn at a time, and you pick them up as you go through the row where you need them. So those pillows are all a good idea, and these are things that take a little bit more time. So if you are thinking that might be a good idea for somebody or yourself, now's a good time to start, because this isn't like a really fast project. Not a really fast project, but it is a really fun project. So that's for the pillows options for Christmas in July. So this is a yarn that is brand new. I mean, the company's like brand new. And this is from Uruguay, which is where Malabrigo started. So Malabrigo, 20 years ago, started exactly like this yarn's doing right now, where everything was hand spun, hand dyed. I remember going to TNNA down in San Diego, which is our, industry convention thing where all the people we can buy yarn from and all that stuff go. And the first time Malabrigo was there, I mean, it was just a big deal because it was something totally new. We'd never seen it before. And it was just these 2 guys. So it was like really small and everything. And you know what happened to Malabrigo. So Malabrigo has moved. That's been 20 years. So this is basically Malabrigo when it started. It's exactly what it looked like, exactly what it felt like. It's very cool. So it's hand spun and hand dyed. And they do lots of different color work. They do tone on tone. Your solids are always going to be like tone on tone. So you can see how the color moves a little bit because it is hand dyed, right? And yeah, and this is a chunky weight yarn. This is not worth it, it's like a chunky. And yeah, it's like amazing. And so I think one of their very first customers actually, because we're sort of teaching them how to do some stuff that they don't know how to do yet. That's how new this company is. So we're pretty excited to have this in because nobody else has it yet but us. And so come in and check it out because this is a lovely, lovely yarn. And again, this is Malabrigo back at the beginning. It's so cool. So next up is a tutorial for the little baubles on this little guy. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do these tiny little baubles. These are a little different than everyday baubles when you don't have to turn your work around and back and forth. So this is really easy and very not near as fiddly as a bauble would be. So you're going to cast on 2 stitches. So in the middle of a row to cast on, you do a knitted cast on. Well, that's when there's another way you can do it, but I'm not, for the bauble, that wouldn't work. So you're going to knit this stitch like normal. So you're going to knit and pull it through. You're not taking it off. Remember, we're going to add 2 stitches, so it does us no good to take this one off because now we're down a stitch. Okay, you're going to pull this needle towards you. I want you to loosen this up so that this stitch becomes bigger. So I don't want this stitch like that. I want it to become bigger so I can maneuver around it. Then this comes forward and you go underneath and you take it off and you put it onto the left needle. So that's a 1 stitch we just added. Now I'm going to go into that stitch that we just added, do the same thing. I'm going to knit it, pull it through, pull it towards me so the stitch is bigger. Then I bring the left needle towards me and underneath this stitch, so I'm underneath it, and then on. Okay, so there's my cast on 2. Now it says I got to bind off 2. So I'm going to knit 1 and bind this one off. Knit 1, that's my 2nd stitch, and bind. So I'm picking up that 2nd stitch from the tip of the needle, and go ahead and pull on a little bit so you have enough space here to actually get it through. If you keep it really tight, if you do it really tight, like I can't even get in it, I'm pulling so tight. Hold on. Okay, so if you do this really tight, it's harder to get this to actually come through. Where if you pull on this a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, now I have a lot more space that I can maneuver the needle to get this stitch through, okay? And then it says to knit 1, knit 1. Okay, now I got to cast on 2 again. So I'm going to, here's my knit, I pull it through, I do not take it off, I let go of this somewhat so I can make my stitch big, move this needle towards me, and then into the stitch underneath, and I put it over there. So that's my first cast on. 2nd cast on, pull towards you, this goes towards me, you go underneath and put it on. Now I'm going to bind off 2. So here's 1, and I'm going to bind this one off. And here's 2, and I'm going to bind this one off. Again, give it a little bit of space so you have lots of space to get that stitch through. And there's my bind off 2, and then I knit 1. And that's it. And you can see the little bumpies there, the little things. So cute. So this is easy. This is really easy. You all can do this. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And that's it for today. And I'll see you in the studio real soon. Bye.